Everybody. Hope you're getting ready for a good weekend. Today, our topic is going to be about a concept that we call person A, person B, and uh, we had a we had an investors night a couple of weeks ago, and we showed a lot of people this concept, and everyone said it was one of the biggest takeaways they had. So I thought we would talk about it today. Um, yeah, it was very interesting. A lot of people said it was very interesting. So what is the concept? What do I even mean by person A, person B? So if you follow any of our stuff on if you check out our YouTube channel or follow us on Facebook or follow any of my posts on LinkedIn, we talk a lot about building a foundation, having the right protections in place, having the right amount of liquidity before we take a lot of risk with our investments. So person A, person B is a concept of retirement and how you can actually spend and enjoy more of your money when you get to retirement. So most people that we meet with are typically in the person A category. And, that's usually someone contributing to a qualified plan. They buy term life insurance and, they're planning on accumulating a big pile. And then once they reach retirement, they live off of the earnings from the pile of money they have in their retirement account. So there's been studies done that show, if you pile up, let's just say you pile up $1 million in a retirement account, if you want to not run out of money, a safe withdrawal rate where you can, just live off the earnings without exposing it to too much risk, is they call it the 4% rule. So if you withdraw about 4% of your portfolio every year, then you'll go ahead and then it'll help preserve that principal that you've got in the account to pass on to heirs, if that's typically what most people want to do. So a lot of times that's how people are set up. Not saying it's bad, but if you have $1 million in a retirement account and you're living by that 4% rule, there's some people are even saying now that 4% is a little too aggressive. But let's just say you want to take 4% out of the account every year. So 4% of $1 million is $40,000 a year. So depending on, I don't know what kind of income someone here is making, but if you go from making 60 to 100,000 a year, and then you have to take that big pay cut, that's kind of a significant change. Plus, who knows what things are going to be like, in even 10 years, with inflation and cost of living and different things. So, that's typically how it is. And then they preserve that pile. And then when they pass away, if it's in, let's just assume it's in a 401k or an IRA, a qualified plan. Well, when you pass away, that money has to be spent down by whoever inherits it over a certain amount of years. And then they also have to pay income tax on that. So person B is the idea of, what if we can actually spend down more than just the 4% and actually withdraw a lot more, but still not disinherit anyone? And so, I just talked a little bit about term insurance. So when you look at life insurance, there's term insurance, which a lot of people have. It's a temporary solution, 10, 20, 30 year. You pay premiums every year, and after the term is up, it expires. And then, if you're person A, you quote unquote self-insure. You have your assets in your accounts. So, I think it's 98 or 99% of term policies never pay out. The only way you benefit is if you die. So to get to person B, we utilize whole life insurance, which is guaranteed. It's a guaranteed death benefit, whether you die tomorrow or if you live to 100, the death benefit is going to be there for your whole life. So, there's a reason they call it life insurance, and we'll get more into that in a little bit. But your death benefit is there so that essentially when you get to retirement and you have that same $1 million in a retirement account, you can actually not just live off the earnings of that $1 million. You can actually start to spend that money down over time, knowing that when you pass away, you have, a $1 million death benefit there to come in and replace the asset that you're spending down. So the idea is to have, equal amounts of, death benefit to your assets when you get to retirement. That way, when you pass away, that death benefit's there. It pays out tax-free to your, to your trust or to your heirs, however you have that set up. And then now that's money that is, tax-free that can be used, and taken as a lump sum, or, there's various ways to control how that goes to your heirs. But, so that's essentially person A, person B, so when you get to retirement as person B, a lot of times you can live on almost twice the amount of money because you're spending down the asset and not just having to rely 100% on self-insuring. So that was just a concept I wanted to talk about today. And, so whole life in general, if you have questions about it, you can reach out. But, like I was saying, term insurance is that temporary, you pay for the death benefit, and the only way you take advantage of that is if you pass away. Whole life, the premiums going into it are more, the insurance cost is more, but as you go through life, the money that goes into the policy goes into a separate cash bucket of cash value, and it grows in that account tax-free, guaranteed. It's not subject to any stock market risk or anything like that. So it's a little bit like a savings account. I don't really compare it to an investment because it's not an investment. It's a safe place to store money that you can access at any time. Access the money tax free, and then over time you can use that money if for investing along the way. Or one strategy in retirement is it can kind of serve as a volatility shield. So you can actually use some of the cash value in the whole life policy. Say we have a really bad year in the stock market, and instead of pulling money out of the retirement accounts while the market's low, we have that cash value in the life insurance that we can withdraw from, take an income from that for a year or two, depending on what the market does, let our portfolio recover, and then go back to taking regular withdrawals from the accounts. So very high level stuff, something that we talked about with a lot of clients, and it's a very interesting concept of how can you do that and enjoy more of your money during retirement. So yeah, if you guys have other topics you would like to hear about, would love to hear them. Send us a direct message to our Facebook, or hit me up on LinkedIn, and we can talk about specific topics you guys want to hear about. And yeah, just reach out if you have questions on anything. All right.